This is a quick video on how to replace a recessed light bulb. Tom, you're there, the cameraman.
I'm here.
This is your bathroom.
My
Remember
bathroom?
this is what your throne looks like over here. And you had a problem with this light up here. Can you see that
I'll
from there?
I'll have to come in. Let me just
The
come in a
recessed
little.
light fixture up here. And this puppy keeps burning out. You remember that, Tom?
Yeah,
I
it
replaced
sure
the big
does.
bulb in there. Today is your lucky day. We're gonna figure this out once and for all.
Day before Christmas. Santa's
Yeah.
gonna come early.
Okay, you're gonna have to come over here on this other side.
Okay.
So you can see how I'm
You
doing this.
excuse me.
Okay, here's a recessed
Okay,
light. Now the trick with this, you don't want to pull this outside trim off. We're gonna try to get just the inside. Can you see that okay?
Yeah, we got
We're
perfect.
going to try to get that out without pulling this other thing down. You don't want to try to do that because you're going to bugger up the ceiling. We can get this out. It's going to be much better. And the trick is, you want to put your hands kind of like this, and you want to kind of pull on here. And you might have to do it a little bit forcefully. Like that, twist it and stuff. Ooh, you know what? Okay. We get it pulled down like that. I forgot to turn the power off.
Whoa.
You're going to have to turn the light switch back off,
Okay.
Tom.
Just give me 1 second. I'm
Okay.
gonna pause.
All right. The first thing to remember is always turn the light switch off for your power to here. I didn't do that just now, and you want to make sure you don't want to get shocked or anything, okay? So let's try this again. We can put our hands here like this and pull on there. See how this inside trim is coming off. Okay, like that. You want to be careful with that. You're going to pull this down. And we're going to pull this thing off of here. Okay, this wire comes down here. Look at that. It's detached here. I'm going to gently pull this cap off of here. And this is all rusty inside here, Tom.
Oh,
I'm
nasty.
going to have to take a closer look at this down low.
I'm gonna have to quit showering.
I'm going to have to, we're going to have to check these wires. How are we going to fix this? All right, let's go down to the counter and I'll show you what we're going to do with this thing. Okay, here was your old one. And that's set on top of this light. Okay, so pull this thing off. You just kind of wiggle this back and forth and you take these little prongs to your bulb. Okay, and I see these are all rusty. Look on the new one. How shiny the tip is on here. That's how this one's supposed to be. And it's all brown and rusty already. It's only been up there a couple months.
That's all.
Okay, the first thing I want to do is I want to kind of pull this out of here. It's kind of on a spring. I lift it up a little bit, push on it, and voila, lift that up. There's a little tit on there, and it's tricky. You want to get it down below that when you're putting it in. If you don't know how to do this, you might think this doesn't even fit, but it fits. You put it in there kind of at an angle. Then you lift up on it, push over, make sure you get it down below that tit. Now it fits on there. Okay. That's how we're going to do the next one. So I pull that out. This is all rusty. We're going to do away with that. Now, what are we going to do with this, Tom?
Garbage.
Okay, this is no good anymore. I guess we're going to have to get a new one of those. And just incidentally, voila.
There it is.
Here it is. Now, not all hardware stores have this. You might have to go to an electrical wholesale house or a lighting store and talk them into selling you one of these. And they should have one of these in their back room. They don't sell very many of them because you don't normally have this issue, but because we're in the bathroom and there's a toilet here, there's a washer and dryer here, there's also a shower here, this light fixture up here has a tendency of getting moisture up there, and I think that is what our culprit is. This has happened over the period of 7 years, and now it's rusty, and every time we put a bulb up there, it burns out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it. I'm going to replace it with this new little gizmo here. This is the end, and here we've got some wires here. And at the store, they have a little fitting. This little fitting here is a porcelain fitting, And I'm going to use that. We're just going to put the ends on one end like this and tighten up the screws. There's little holes for it. And do the same thing. Now, for the wires that are up in the light fixture. Now, you could put wire nuts on there, but they frown upon that. They don't want you putting wire nuts up there because these wires get really super hot. And that's why they have this little porcelain connector here, okay? So we're going to put that back together. Now, does this mean we're never going to have a problem with this light fixture again, Tom?
Probably not.
Well, I'm going to say maybe
in a couple of years.
Maybe 5 years from now, you might have the same thing happening, okay? Just because of where it is. Normally, recessed light fixtures, you don't have all this moisture in the air. But because we're in this bathroom, you might still have the same problem. So I'm going to put a new halogen bulb in there. This is a 50 watt, or you can get a 35 watt bulb too if you want. You can even get LED bulbs that cost a lot more. But we're going to use this. That's what was in here before. And we're going to put it all back together. Okay?
Okay.
So that is what we're going to do. Okay, so I've stripped back the wires on here just a little bit. Okay, so I'm just gonna put those in these ends, get my little screwdriver out, and tighten this up.
God, I can even do that.
You think you could do this?
Yeah, sure.
Huh?
I think
I don't know,
could.
man. Okay, I'm trying to do this so that the camera guy can see this. Okay, make that snug as a bug in a rug. Okay, now there's my coupling. Now I'm going to go back up to the ceiling and do the same thing. What did you just ask me? You wanted a break? Are you kidding me?
My finger's falling asleep, Joe.
Well, we're going to do this in sequence anyways, but my word. A break time already?
Joe,
You getting tired?
Yeah, no.
I know it's taken a while to do this.
No
though.
tripod, you know. It's got.
I told you I'd get you a tripod. All right, let's go up to the ceiling.
Okay.
Let's go to the ceiling now.
Okay, Joe, you're really a comedian.
Okay, now here's the piece before, and you just want to make sure this is stripped back properly. Make sure you don't have any rusty ends on there. If you got to strip it back, you know, every do-it-yourselfer's got to have a little pair of wire strippers, okay? I know you got enough money to break down and go to the hardware store and get some of these. I use these all the time, okay? You got to have a pair of wire strippers. They don't cost much. Okay, I've already stripped this back a little bit. I don't want to go too far. Okay, that's gonna go in this other end. Okay, and that's let's see. Might have to cut that just a hair shorter. You're not getting tired yet, Mr.
No, I'm doing fine.
Okay.
Being here in the shower is fine.
I gotta make sure this gets unscrewed all the way. Okay. I'll push that in there like that. This is just our coupling instead of using the wire nuts. Okay. Get it in there tight. Now, I'm gonna wager if I can do this, anybody can do this. And most of the time, you're not going to have an issue like this, but if you ever do, this is what you can do to fix it. Okay? So, you see how long this is? Before we shove this all back up in there, I'm going to look at this. And you remember this thing kind of pulled down a little bit. You can reach up in there, and there's some little springs on here. Just pull that out a little bit. Make sure this is all pushed up nice and tight. You don't want to get these nibs out too far, or else you can have a problem pushing the next bit back in there. But before I connect it all, we're going to take the new bulb. Make sure I got the new ones, nice and shiny. And I'm going to have the other light switch turned off. Okay. I don't like to put these on hot. Okay. So now I'm just going to take that and kind of push it on there, like that. And it might be kind of hard to get on, man. What's up? Boy. You got a trick?
Did you eat your Wheaties today?
Oh no. Not seeming to want to go in there.
I'm just a cameraman.
Let me fight this a little bit. Just doesn't seem to want to. Man, thought I had it in here before. Jeez. Technical difficulty.
Technical difficulty. We don't take a commercial break?
Mercy.
Commercial break before.
Commercial break.
Okay.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I don't know what took so long with that. You gotta hold your mouth just right. Most of the time it gets right in, but for some reason I had to wiggle that a little bit. Okay, I got that on there. You got that, Mr. Cameraman?
I sure do.
Okay, I'm gonna turn the light switch on. I always like to do this before I push everything back up in there.
Oh,
We've got light, folks.
it's light. Let there be light.
Now I'm going to turn it back off. Okay. Now you can either unplug that again, or you can put it right into the light fixture here, like I showed you before. Okay. It's as simple as that. You see how quick that was? If it's taking you 5 minutes to put that in, you're doing something wrong. Okay. And if your glass needs to be washed out, that would be a good time to wash it out, pop it out of there, clean it, do whatever. You get a little bit more light out of there if you haven't replaced this for a while, okay? Alright, so now I'm just going to push this back up in there. I got plenty of room because it's a recessed can. I'm going to get the wires up there as far as I can. Okay. Now this thing's on a swivel, so if you want this swiveled exactly at a right location, you can do that on a recessed can like this. But in this case, I'm gonna keep it kind of straight up and down, and I'm gonna wedge this in there. And, you know, it snaps up. It's all nice and flush with that. If yours isn't flush, you may have to pull it back down, realign it, and push it up. The last thing you want is for one of these edges not to push up all the way, okay? And there you go. You want to angle that, you can. Okay. And I'm going to turn that back on. We should have light. And
Beautiful.
voila.
Wow.
Here we are.
It's a whole new room.
Okay, that was what, 10-minute project or
Nah,
so, 5 minutes. You know, if you got the right tools and you've got the right material, you can do this too. I know you can. It's as easy as that. That's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.